All right. Sorry about that, folks. Let me go through the lineups here for you real quick. This is second semifinal game here in the 11U tournament here at our 11U bracket in the Snowball Fight tournament here in Dunedin. Funny thing is, I just did all that while I was on mute and didn't realize it, but thank you to someone out there that let me know that, my assistant. So let's go through the lineups real quick. So it's the Roos National versus Roos American here in the second semifinal game. The Tampa Steel Punch Leader taking to the championship, which will be immediately following this game. So leading off for the Nationals, we'll go through the batting lineup. It's Dominic, Ashland, Jason, Connor, Michael, Gabe, Mason, Isaac, Colby, and Liam. The starting catcher for the National is going to be Dominic, and the starting pitcher is Connor. The batting lineup for the Roos American is going to be Christian, Aiden Barine, Colton, Gavin, Brody, Gio, Nolan, Kip, Aiden Seo, Wyatt, and Ashton. They're batting 11. Your starting pitcher for the American is Brody, and your starting catcher is Kip. Whereas the Nationals are batting 10. Again, this is Doc, the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Thanks for joining us here for the second semifinal game. We're getting underway here in just a second as Dominic enters the batter's box and Ashland is on deck. All right, so here we go. Inning number 1. Get this one underway. And it's called strike to get us underway here in the top of the first. So no balls, 1 strike. Here in the top of the first inning. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And it's 0-2. So Brody starts out the game with an 0-2 count on the batter, which is Dominic. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's 1 down. So Ashland steps in. Jason's coming on deck. One down here. And the pitch. It's a ball a little up, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes on Ashland. So Brody gets a sign, comes set and delivers to Kip. There's a swing and a miss. And strike 1. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Just got underway here in the second semifinal game. Roos National, Roos American. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So it's a 1-2 count now on Ashland. And the 1-2 pitch. Ball high. And it's now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Top of the first. It's a pop fly on the infield. Foul out of play. And we will do 2-2 over again. So in the indicator on the scoreboard on the broadcast, you'll see there's a bar indicator over top of the national team. That means they're at bat. There's a ball low. That's a full count now to Ashland. That indicates, and of course, the Roos National being the lower seed, they are visitor, and Roos American is the home team. And that same indicator bar will move over to the Roos American. There's a walk issued by Brody, so Ashland's on with a 1-out walk here in the top of the first. That brings in Jason, and Connor comes out on deck. Connor is your starting pitcher. Dominic struck out in the first at bat, and he's the starting catcher for the National. There's a ball high. Ashland holds at first base, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. Called strike, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Jason. Brody checks the runner. He comes set and delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Go, Brody.
And here's the 1-2. Ball high, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jason. Again, Connor's on deck. Just got started here. And the pitch. Ball just off the corner, and it's a full count again. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ashland's at first base. She walked just a moment ago, and the pitch. Ball 4, and that's back-to-back walks issued by Brody. So runners on first and second. Ashland at second, Jason at first. That brings in Connor. And coach is going out to talk to his player. We'll just take a quick break here. This is Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. All right, sorry about that, folks. It's 3-0 count. I had to go back. There's a pop fly, foul out of play. Or no, actually the right field. Sorry, I lost it in the sun. And that's 1 away. Nice catch by the right fielder. It was a 3-0 count on Connor. That's 2 outs. So the title on the on YouTube when it popped up, if for some reason it kept the old title, so I had to go back and fix it. Because I had put in Roos National and Roos American before going live. But anyway, apologies for that delay and the video there. And we're back in action. There's a foul ball by Michael. Gabe's on deck. It's 2 outs. And it's an 0-1 count. And the pitch. It's a ball low. Nice stop by the catcher. So Ashland's down at second. Jason's at first. There's 2 down. And it's a 1-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hey, if it's outside, you gotta go to right field.
And here's the 1-2. Ball up and just a little outside, and it's the 2-2 count now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the first inning, 2 runners are on due to 2 walks issued. And the pitch. It's a line shot out to right field. Right fielder is there, makes the catch, and that's 3 outs. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on at the end of a half inning. It's Roos National 0, Roos American coming to bat. So coming up in the bottom half of the first inning for Roos American is going to be Christian. He'll be followed by Aiden Barine and Colton. This is Doc, the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Sideways down.
All right, so we're back. The warm-ups are just about finished. Connor's on the mound. Dominic's behind the plate.
Hey, deep breath, Corbin. All right, play catch and dodge. Deep breath. It's a lot easier to write down myself.
And we're just about to get this one here underway in the bottom half of the first inning. All right, so here's the throw down. And we're going to get this one underway. So Christian's going to step in. On deck will be Aiden Bureen. And following Aiden will be Colton. So Connor gets set. Looks in, gets his sign, and delivers to Dominic, and that's called strike. So no one count, no balls, one strike to Christian to lead things off here in the bottom of the first inning. And the pitch. It's a ball low, and it's 1-1. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. And for those of you, for some reason, I'll give a recap in a second of the top of the first, in case you didn't see it. It's actually listed under the wrong name. Would be the Tampa Steel and the Hooks. It's probably a 10-minute, 15-minute video, but it's because the name, it reverted back for some reason, the software, and I had to fix it. So it's a 2-1 count, not a Christian. And here's the 2-1. 3-1 now. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the first, just getting underway. And the pitch. It's a ground ball to third. Nice snag by the third baseman across the diamond. And that is 1 out. Nice play by the third baseman. So Aiden steps in. Berrien, sorry, it's Aiden Berrien. My bad. So I'll go over with you. Actually, I'll just wait till in between innings and we'll just recap the first inning altogether for you. There's a ball up to Aiden, and it's a 1-0 count. And here's the pitch. Called strike. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Connor's doing a nice job on the mound. Faced 1 batter, retired 1 batter. It's a 1. He's even with the batter in this case. That would be Aiden. There's a ground ball to short. Shortstop fields it cleanly across the diamond, and that is 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down. And that brings in Colton. That brings Gavin out on deck. So Colton steps in. Connor gets a sign, sets, and delivers to Dominic. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Give him the heater.
So no balls, 1 strike. And it's a ball, so it's 1-1. And a little wild pitch there, so it's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Throw the ball hard down. Here we go.
There's a ground ball to third. That's going down the line. That's a base hit into left field. Stop by the left fielder, and Colton will settle for a long single. Nice throw in by the left fielder. And it's a 2-out single. By Colton. So Gavin steps in. And that puts Brody on deck. Brody's the starting pitcher.
Throw now, Dominic. Throw now.
And here comes the first pitch to Gavin as Connor checks the runner. Oh, he goes over to first base to make sure the runner's not going anywhere. And he is safe. So that is Colton at first base. And nope. Oh, the throw. It gets past the first baseman, goes down the right field line. That may put Colton on third. And indeed it does on the pass ball over at first base. So we're going to call an error on the pitcher, which allowing Colton to go all the way to third. No pitch yet has been thrown to Gavin. There are 2 outs now. Runner at third. That's Colton due to the overthrow at first.
Come on, get the batter. Sit down.
Foul ball behind us. And that makes it 2-2. Or I'm sorry, 0-1. 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. To Gavin.
Be up and ready to move, Dom.
And the pitch. It's a ball up, and Colton thought about coming in, and he put the brakes on and stayed there. So it's a 1-1 count to Gavin. He said Brody's on deck. Brody is the starting pitcher for the Roos.
Let's go.
Use your chest. Block everything.
So Connor comes set and delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gavin. And here's the 1-2. Ball in the dirt. That goes right back to the pitcher, but enough time to let Colton score. And it is a 1-0 game. And it's ball 2, so it's a 2-2 count to Gavin.
Right here, Connor. Put him down.
And here's the 2-2. Ground ball to foul off the dugout. And we'll do 2-2 over again. There's a ground ball to third. Third baseman fields it cleanly. Across the diamond and, off the mark there. And that's going to allow Gavin to reach first base. So we'll get an error to the shortstop on that one. And Gavin is on. So Brody steps in. Gio is on deck. There's a foul ball out of play. And that's an 0-1 count to Brody. So a couple quick outs by Roos National, and then a couple unfortunate throwing errors. Has cost them a run and another runner on base. And the pitch. Call the balk. And that's going to move. Gavin to second. No pitch, so it's going to remain an 0-1 count. So Connor gets a sign from Dominic. Comes set and delivers. Ground ball back up to middle. Nice snag by Connor over to first, and that's 3 outs. Nice snag by Connor. And that ends the inning. So they got Roos American got 1 run on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 left on base. And at the end of 1 inning, it's Roos American 1, National 0. So we're going to move in the top second. So I'll recap for you real quick. If you on the YouTube page, I'll get it renamed so it matches, and see if I can do some video magic and put them all together. But nonetheless, in the first inning for Roos National, Dominic led off. He struck out swinging. Ashland walked. Jason walked, so that put runners on first and second. And then Connor flew out to right field, and Michael flew out to right field. So that's going to bring up Gabe, Mason, and Isaac here in the top of the second. So the Roos National left 2 on base in the first inning. Roos American left 1. So Brody's still on the mound. And Kip is still behind the plate. So again, thanks for joining us here in the Snowball Fight Tournament, the first tournament of the year, the last weekend in January. A beautiful day out here in Dunedin, Florida. Temperature's supposed to get up to around 80. I'm guessing it's in the 70s by now, or if it's not, it's darn close. But lots of sunshine, lots of blue skies as compared to yesterday, where it was cold, windy, and rain off and on. Not a heavy rain, just a misty rain that was steady at times, but made you feel like you were up north in the snow belt. So anyway, here we go with the top of the second. Gabe steps in. Mason's on deck. And pop foul out of play. And that makes it an 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike on Gabe. So Dominic, he takes the mound, gets a sign from, Brody and Kip. So Brody gets a sign, comes set, and delivers a ball. So it's going to be 1-1 to Gabe. And the pitch. Ball low. And it's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Gabe. And there's a 2-1. Called strike, and now it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just getting underway here in the top of the second. It's a 1-0 game, so pretty close. Brody gets a sign. He comes set and delivers. Swing and a miss. And Gabe heads to first base. Nice job by Kip to recover and get Gabe at first. That registers as a strikeout. So 1 down. Mason steps in. Isaac's on deck. And the pitch. Ball up, and it's a 1-0 count to Mason. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0. Foul ball, and now it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's the 1-1. Pop fly to first base. First base makes the catch. And that is 2 down. Brings in Isaac to the plate. Colby's on deck.
Go, Brody.
Brody gets a sign, delivers to the plate, and nice movement on that ball, and brings it across the outside corner for strike one. So no balls, one strike. There's the pitch.
There you go.
And it's a ball, so it's a 1-1 count to Isaac. And the pitch. Ball three, or ball two, sorry. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball outside, and it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. It's a line shot to second base. Nice snag by the second baseman. And that is 3 down. So 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left after 1.5. It's Roos American 1, Roos National 0. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Gio will be leading off. He'll be followed by Nolan and Kip. This is Doc, the Tampa USSSA Sports Network. We'll be right back. Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Yeah. It just varies. Just depends on the tournament. All the games are here in Dunedin, so except for the 13 and 14U. So, all right. So here we go, folks. Bottom of the second inning. It's a ball just a little low there to Gio, and we're underway here in the bottom of the second. So Gio's up. Nolan's on deck. It's a 1-0 count to Gio. And the pitch. Ball low. That bounces off the shin guard of the catcher and goes up the line. And it's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes now. Connor's still on the mound. Dominic's still behind the plate for Roos National. And the pitch. All just inside. And it's a 3-0 count now to Gio. The 3-0. That's off the umpire's leg, and that's ball 4. So runner on, a leadoff walk here issued by Connor, and that the American has a runner on and Gio. So Nolan steps in with Kip on deck. Kip is your starting catcher for Roos American. And the pitch. Ball, and there it goes. Gio, and he's into second base with a stolen base. So ball low to Nolan. So 1 ball, no strikes. Gio's at second. And the pitch. It's a ground ball to first base. Just fouled, just on the right side of the bag. And it's an 0-1 count to Nolan. That one would have been extra bases for sure. And definitely would have scored Gio from second. So now it's a 1-1 count to Nolan. Connor comes set and delivers. Pop fly, foul. And it's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Nolan. There is nobody out. And we are in the bottom of the second. Connor turned and threw to second base. There was nobody there. Thankfully, it hit the leg of Gio, and it just barely trickled into center field. Good back up there by the center fielder, and no damage done. And here's the 1-2 to Nolan. Called strike 3, and that is 1 out. So 1 down. Kip steps in. He's our starting catcher for Roos American. And Aiden Seo is on deck. And there's the first pitch. So he called, Blue called a balk, which then moves Gio over. Gio was going on the pitch anyway. So it's no pitch. And runner on third. All right, so Connor comes set and delivers the first pitch. Ball low. Dominic kept it in front of him. And it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes to Kip. And the pitch. Ground ball in the hole, into right field, base hit. There's no one covering first. That puts Kip on with an RBI single. So Aiden steps in. We're going to have a pinch runner for, it's going to be Nolan, who was the last out in this inning, for the catcher Kip. And it's 2-0. And here's the first pitch to Aiden. That's low. That gets away from Dominic and allows Kip, or actually in this case, Nolan, to go to second base. Call that a pass ball. And it's ball 1 to Aiden. So coach calls time, goes out and talks to his pitcher. And brings the infield in. Again, I want to thank you all for joining us here. We do this for you, the fans, to bring you the best in youth baseball in the Tampa Bay area. We appreciate the sponsorship by visitstpclearwater.com for the Snowball Fight Tournament put on by Tampa Bay USSSA and broadcast by Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. All right, so 1-0 count to Aiden. 1 down, and Kip is, or I'm sorry, pinch running Nolan for Kip is at second base. And the pitch, there goes Nolan. And he's easily into third on that wild pitch. So runner on third. That's ball 2 to Aiden. And it's 2-0 count. And here's the 2-0. Foul ball, and that will make it 2-1. It's a 2 balls, 1 strike. Nolan's down at third base, pinch running for Kip. And the pitch. Ball outside, and it's now 3-1. So you got Wyatt on deck. And here's the 3-1. Called strike, and now it's a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Connor's worked it back to a full count. And here's the payoff pitch. Foul ball. And we'll do 3-2 again. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Foul tip, actually, and so it was a foul tip into the glove, but it bounced out of the glove, so they will do 3-2 again. Connor gets a sign, comes set, and delivers the payoff pitch. There's a fly ball into left center. That's getting down for a base hit just over the shortstop's head. That's going to score Nolan, and Aiden is on with an RBI single. So it's 3-0 now. American lead it with Aiden at first. Wyatt steps in. Ashton's on deck. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. And we'll see who that is for you here in just a second. Mason. It's going to be Mason going in for Connor. All right, so as we watch the warm-ups here, we'll take a quick break. This is Doc, the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Warm-ups have concluded, and Mason will be delivering his first pitch. There's a pop fly into right field. That's going to get in there for a hit, and that's going to move Aiden over to third. On that single by Wyatt. So back-to-back hits, has scored a run and put runners on first and third. Ashton steps in. On deck will be Christian. Christian grounded out to third his first time up. There's a ball low, or actually a strike. Sorry about that. Strike one. No balls, one strike. That moves Wyatt over to second base. So Wyatt on second, Aiden on third. Ashton at the plate with an 0-1 count. 2 runs across this inning so far, which makes it 3-1. And that ball gets away, and that is another run.
Dom, you gotta block off that chest protector, buddy. You got this.
Let's give a pass ball on that one. And it is 4-0. That does move Wyatt over to third base, and it's a 1-1 count to Ashton. So 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a foul ball out of play, and it's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. And here's the 1-2. It's a pop fly on the infield. Second baseman's calling it, and it's off his glove, and everybody's safe.
Now batting, number 18, Christian Chenna.
Go, Christian.
All right, so it was off her glove. My apologies. There's Ashlyn out there. So we'll charge an error to Ashlyn, and runners at first and third. Christian steps in. Like I said, he grounded out to, there's a ball. He grounded out to third base his first time up, and he'll be followed by Aiden Berrien, who grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Still 1 out. And here's the pitch. There's a line shot into right field. That's going to get down. That's going to be an RBI. And that comes in, and on the throw, that allows
Now batting, number 23, Aiden.
Christian to go to second. And Ashton is standing at third base. So 4 runs across this inning so far. Aiden steps in. Colton's on deck. Colton singled and scored his first time up. There's a ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Dominic. And it's a 1-0 count. And here's the 1-0 from Mason. Nope, Mason throws the second, and runners hold. So still 1 ball, no strikes to Aiden. And the pitch. Foul ball. And it's going to make it a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Aiden. And the pitch. It's a ground ball to third. Fielded cleanly by the third baseman. Checks the runner, goes to first. Not in time. And that scores another run. So Ashton scores. And it's an infield single for Aiden. Of course, Christian holds at first base, so it doesn't run into a tag there. That brings in Colton, so Colton singled and scored his first time up. And on deck will be Gavin, who reached on error by the pitcher. All right, so here we go with the first pitch to Colton. There goes the runner. And that ball gets past Dominic, and that allows Christian to go to third and Aiden to go to second. So ball 1 to Colton here in the second. Called strike. Blue said he went on that swing, and oh, it's 0-2. Sorry about that. I missed a strike there. So it's 0-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that is 2 outs. So 2 down. Gavin steps in. Brody is on deck. Brody grounded out, or it was hit a hard shot, and Connor on that one reached out, snagged it, and threw him out at first to end the inning in the bottom of the first. There's a ground ball to third. That's going down the line. That's going to score 2. And Gavin goes into second base safely with a stand-up double. So that brings in Christian and Aiden with 2 outs. That makes it 8-0 here in the bottom of the second. Brody steps in. Gio is on deck. Gio led off the inning. So this ball just outside on Brody. Brody is the current pitcher for the American, and Brody is the 11th batter this inning. So you got 2 outs this inning, both strikeouts. And the pitch. Ground ball to first base. Over the first baseman's head. That's going into right field. That's going to score another run. And Brody will give him a single on that one. Gets an RBI single. And that scores Gavin. That makes it a 9-0 game. So Gio steps in.
Let's go, Gio.
All right, so pinch runner, which is going to be Colton, is going to be running for Brody, as Colton was the last batted out of this inning. So it is 9-0, and here's the pitch. It's a pop fly, foul territory in left field, and left fielder, what a catch! Oh my gosh, what a catch! Who was that? Isaac. Isaac, what a running catch to get that one, and wow, nice play. So that's 3 outs. All right, so the American put up 8 runs. On 6 hits. And trying to double check errors. I don't believe there were any errors that inning. Actually, there was one. Sorry about that. There was one on the second baseman. Let's see. Anyway, yeah, there it is. So 1 error and 1 left on base. At the end of 2, it is 9-0. All right, so we go to the top of the third here. Let's see here. All right, so left on base, Roos American's been very efficient. They've only left 2 on base. Nationals have also left 2. And coming up here in the top of the third for Roos National, they have a hill to climb, but it's not impossible. So that brings in Colby will lead things off. He'll be followed by Liam, and then back at the top of the order with Dominic. Dominic, his first time up, struck out swinging. Brody's still on the mound. We do have a pitching change, though. And that looks to be Gavin behind the plate. All right.
Here we go, Cobbs. Get a good pitch. Drive it up the middle.
All right, so Colby steps in and takes the first ball, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes to Colby. Again, Liam's on deck. So Brody looks in, gets a sign from Gavin. He comes set and delivers. Called strike, and it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Just getting started here in the top of the third. Roos National trail by 9 runs. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. And it's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. It's a ball up, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Colby. Called strike 3, and that is 1 away. So that brings in Liam and brings Dominic out on deck. Again, Dominic struck out his first time up. And here we go. Brody looks in, gets his sign from Gavin. And the pitch. Called strike. And it's 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Foul ball right back at us here. And it's 0-2 now. So no balls, 2 strikes on Liam. So far, Brody has not given up any hits. He has struck out 3 in this one. And the pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, and that's 2 down. So back-to-back strikeouts issued by Brody makes his total count 4. And that brings in Dominic to the plate again. And out on deck will be Ashlyn. Now, Ashlyn walked her first time up and made it to second base. And here's the first pitch. Ball inside. And it's a 1-0 count to Dominic. And the pitch. Pop foul. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. To Dominic. So Brody gets his sign. He comes set and delivers. Ball just a bit outside. And it's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Called strike, gets away from Gavin, but now it's 2-2 count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base, top of the third. National trails by 9. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. That's a drop third strike. Throw down to first, and he is out. So that's 3 down. So 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After 2.5, it's Roos American 9, Roos National 0. Coming up in the bottom half of the 3rd inning is going to be Nolan, followed by Kip and Aiden Sayo. Now, Nolan struck out looking his first time up. Kip RBI single and scored. And Aiden followed on with an RBI single and scored. And who's behind the plate? Colby? Okay. So pitching change and a catching change for Roos National. You got Isaac, who made that spectacular catch out in left field last inning. It was last inning, right? Yeah. In the bottom of the 2nd to end the inning. He's on the mound, and new catcher, Colby, is behind the plate. So Isaac Colby duo to take on the Roos American. All right, so let Isaac finish his warm-ups, and we'll be right back. This is Doc, the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. All right, warm-ups have finished, and we're going to get this one underway. Like I said, the Tampa Steel punched their ticket to the championship in the first semifinal game. And right now the American are looking like they may punch theirs if things hold true. So Nolan's going to step in. Isaac delivers his first pitch, strike, and the bottom of the third's underway. Kip is on deck. And he'll be followed by Aiden. And here's the 0-1. Ground ball foul. And it's an 0-2 count. So Isaac is quickly ahead of the batter. Nolan did strike out looking his first time up. And see if he can overcome that one here. Here's the 0-2. It's a ball low. And it's a 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coach goes out to talk to his pitcher, calls time. Has a 1-2 count right now. All right, so Isaac gets his sign. He comes set and delivers the 1-2 just a bit inside, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. So after this one will be the 11U Snowball Fight Championship. And once that game's over, we'll move over to cover the 12U Championship. There's a foul tip, and it'll stay 2-2. We'll cover the 12U Championship, and that is slated to begin at 3. But if things continue a little ahead of schedule on this field, we'll get over there in time to cover the 12U Championship without any delays. There's a ball high, and it's full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nolan's worked it back to a full count. And here comes the 3-2. There's a ground ball to third. That's going down the line. And that will be, he's going for second. Here comes the throw. And Nolan's in with a stand-up double to lead things off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That's going to bring in Kip, who singled his first time up and scored. And Aiden will be on deck, who also singled and scored the first time up. Both of them driving in RBIs in that long 2nd inning. And here's the pitch. There's a ground ball back to shortstop. Under the shortstop's glove. So it'll be an error on the shortstop on that one. That's going to score a run. And it is a 10-0 game here in the bottom of the 3rd. So Kip gets on with an error by the shortstop. Isaac checks the runner at first. Nobody out. And that's Nolan down at first base. There's the pitch. Ball low. And it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes. I'm sorry, Nolan scored. Kip is at first base. And the pitch. Ball 2. So 2-0 count to Kip. Wow, I am way off here. Sorry about that. Aiden. Actually, who's 41? Oh, look at that, his helmet. It's Aiden. Sorry about that, folks. I believe it's 3-0. I don't think that was called a strike. So so Nolan doubled and scored. Kip reached on an error, and he's at first base, and Aiden is at the plate. There's called strike, and I believe it's 3-1. There's a throw down to second base on the pitch. And Kip is safely into second base with a stolen base. All right, so 3-1 count to Aiden. Kip at second. Isaac throws, and it's ball forwards. The throw goes down to third base. That's going to get past the third baseman, and that's going to allow Kip to score, and also allow Aiden to go to second base on the throw. So it's an error on the catcher. Wyatt steps in. It's 11-0 game. Nobody out yet. And Aiden's at second, and Wyatt's at the plate. Aiden's at second. Wyatt's at the plate. There's a line drive into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And Aiden will hold at third. Nice stop by Ashland out there in right field. And Wyatt is on with a single. So that moves Aiden over third. Reached on an error as well. Called strike. Swing and a miss. Strike two. So no balls, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third. 2 runs across so far this inning. And the pitch. There's a line shot out of the center field. That's going to get down for it. That's going all the way to the fence. That's going to score 2. And Ashton's going for second, and he is in there with a 2-run double. So it makes it 13-0, and still no outs. This ball gets past Colby, and the runner holds at second. So it's a 1-0 count. So like I said, Christian grounded out to third his first time up and reached on an error. It's a 1-0 count. Aiden Berrien's on deck. Aiden grounded out to short and singled and scored his first time up. There's a line shot down the line, foul just out of the reach of the third baseman. Nice try there. And it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Christian. And he also scored in that long second inning. His last time at bat. Ball just off the glove. And the runner's holding at second base. And it's a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. It's a pop fly on the infield. Third baseman's back on it. Called off by the shortstop. Shortstop makes the catch. And that is 1 out.
Number 23, Aiden Berrien.
So 1 down. Aiden Berrien steps in. Colton's on deck. Now Colton singled and scored in the first inning, and he struck out in the second inning. And here's the pitch to 8. Called strike. And it's no 1 count. So no balls, 1 strike to 8. And the pitch. It's a ground ball foul. And it's 1-1. Or, sorry, 0-2. 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. It's a ball in the dirt. And it's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Aiden. And the pitch. Pop fly on the infield. Pitcher makes, almost. It was in foul territory when he dropped it, so it's a foul ball. But nice try by Isaac as the ball was moving away from him, and it just went off the end of his glove. So it remained 1-2. And Aiden has new life.
Go Aiden.
And here comes the 1-2 as Isaac comes set. So ground ball just foul on the just left of the third base bag, and it's one. We'll do 1 and 2 again. And there's the 1-2, and makes it 2 and 2. So Aiden has been really hanging in there with the foul balls to keep the at bat going. It's 2 and 2 right now. It's a fly ball in the center field. Center fielder's back on it. Makes the catch. Gets it in, and Ashton tags and goes to third on the catch. So 2 straight outs, and brings in Colton. Gavin will be on deck. So Gavin has reached on an error by the pitcher and doubled in 2 RBIs back in the second inning. That's a ball low. Unless he swung and missed. I missed that because I was looking down. But we'll see if we can get the count here in a second. That's a ball low for sure. So maybe 2 and 0. We're going to go with 2 and 0 for now. And that hit him, so it doesn't matter anymore. As Colton goes to first. That'll bring in Gavin. Brody will come out on deck. So Brody has singled and an RBI and grounded out to the pitcher as he's on deck. And Brody is still currently the pitcher, and Gavin is currently the catcher as of last inning. Or, I'm sorry, as of the top of this inning. There's a fly ball in the left field. Left fielder, that moves away from him. It gets down. That's going to score another run. And also move Colton over to third. So, a stand-up double. And looks like we're going to have another pitching change for Roos National. He'll take over duties. So it is a 14-0 ball game right now here in the third. So once this one ends, looks like the Roos American is going to punch their ticket into the championship. So we'll have a matchup between the Roos American and Tampa Steel. Now, due to the results of pool play, Roos American was first, Steel was second. So that means Roos American will be the home team going into the championship.
Go, Brody.
Again, we want to thank our sponsor. Visit stpclearwater.com and Tampa Bay USSSA for putting on such a fine tournament. And here we go. Brody steps in with 2 outs. Called strike. Sorry about that, folks. I inadvertently hit the wrong button a couple minutes ago and removed one of the outs, so it is 2 outs. Called strike on Brody. So no balls, 1 strike. There's a ground ball to first base, just off the first baseman's glove. And that's going to score another one. And Brody's on with a single. And that's the game, folks. The final on this one is 15-0. That ends it into third. As the Roos American put up 6 runs here in the third inning. So thanks for joining us. We'll be back here in a few minutes with the championship between the Roos American and Tampa Steel. This is Doc, the Tampa USSSA Sports Network. Thanks for joining, everyone.